Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Avatar Wolf, and we're here with part 3 of our NFC West of the NFL Files this week, as we have our third team in the NFC West to talk about in the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the Rams had a bad season last year. They were defending Super Bowl champions, and they went 5-12 and couldn't really even defend their titles really, greatly. A lot of injuries happened for the Rams last season. They lost Cooper Kupp. They lost Matthew Stafford as well to injury last season. I believe they also had some injuries on the defensive side of the ball that also hurt them in the football game as well. I mean, they had Baker Mayfield as their quarterback at one point, just trying to get wins and trying to show that they were better than what they were last season. And let's just talk about real quickly about this offense and defense, and then we'll go on to scheduling and stuff like that. But like on the offense, you still have Matthew Stafford here. The question is going to be his health, if he's going to be fully healthy. I'm pretty sure he's going to be fully healthy. He hasn't really got injured until like this season that we just talked about just now. Cam Akers, a running back, a decent running back as well as Cam Akers. You also have Cooper Kupp coming back from injury, I believe, as well. He's questionable play, at least at the moment. I believe he got injured during training camp, but he's not like fully out yet. So I don't think that Cooper Kupp's not going to be not playing this season. I just think they have him questionable if he's going to start week 1 or not, but we'll see. Van Jefferson's also a great number 2 receiver as well. His hamstring injury said he's on track to play week 1 against the Seahawks, so I think Cooper Kupp's going to be playing. Tyler Higbee's a decent tight end as well for the Los Angeles Rams. The whole question mark for this offensive line offense is the offensive line. Ever since they lost Whitman, I believe that's how you say his name. I can't think of his actual name off the top of my head, but Andrew Whitman, I think his name was. Ever since they lost him, they lost that leadership role on the offensive line, and it really hurt them last season. Just injury galore. Stafford had no time in the pocket whatsoever. This offensive line hopefully can rebound off of that last season and be in a better state of mind this season. On the defensive side of things, this is the Aaron Donald with Friends show. They lost Bobby Wagner. The defensive line also, they also traded away Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins. Like, the defense is kind of just on the decline right now, and I think this is going to be Aaron Donald's last season. Now, the question is Aaron Donald going to become one of the best players in the NFL once again and just start dominating defenses by himself? Or is he going to regress? I think it's going to be the latter. We'll have to see this season. But I do think that his time in the NFL is coming to an end, slowly but surely. I think he's going to be retiring maybe after this season. Let's just go to the scheduling and see what my prediction is for them. So here's my prediction for the Rams this season, and I'm going to explain these a little bit as I go, but I have them going on an average of 11-6, a ceiling of 14-3 if everything goes right, a floor of 8-9 if everything goes dead wrong, and they could have even a worse season than 8-9, to be honest with you, if Aaron Donald has regressed so much. The reason I gave them such a high, prediction this year is because I don't think they're a bad team at all last season. I think that the problem last season was that they were injury prone, and the injuries caught them in a bad time, and it sucked them dry, basically. But I think this offense is actually still a decent offense. I think this offense can carry the job, especially in an NFC where it's not as top-heavy anymore with the people like Aaron Rodgers, Packers, or Tom Brady's Buccaneers on this division conference. Then you also got the Niners, who might be their only real challenge. Also, the Seahawks might be a decent challenge, but besides that in their division, I don't really see them actually having a problem with the Seahawks or the Cardinals. In fact, I think the Cardinals are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, but we'll talk about them in just a little bit when I get a chance to talk about them. But let's go over the games that we have right now for the Rams. I have them losing week 1 to the Seahawks. I have them winning week 2 against the Niners. I have them winning week 3 against the Bengals without Joe Burrow. I have them beating the Colts week 4, losing to the Eagles week 5. Eagles are a tough team. Beating the Cardinals, beating the Steelers in a close contest, losing to the Cowboys in a close contest, beating the Packers, beating the Seahawks, beating the Cardinals, beating the Browns, beating the Ravens, beating the Commanders. A whole streak right there of wins. Gonna finally get derailed by the Saints in a close contest. Also, they lose to the Giants, in another close contest, and they lose to the Niners to end the season. And that is my prediction. Let's go over the final thoughts for the Rams. So, final thoughts for the Rams this season. I think they're going to be a lot better than they were last season. They have the head coach, they have the actual staff on offense to be better. It's just, is the injury bug going to hurt them? Is the defense going to hurt them? I think Aaron Donald being on the decline maybe might hurt them just a little bit. I don't see Aaron Donald going like so far down a cliff though, to where he's not going to be like any use at all on that defensive front. But there is a possibility of Aaron Donald retiring after this season, and that might also affect things. So you got to take that in mind when you're talking about the Rams this season. But I do think the Rams are going to have a better season than they did last season. I do think they might make the playoffs easily, especially if they go 11-6 like I predicted. I also noticed in the graphic I had the Seahawks, they lose to the Seahawks week 1, and the second game against the Seahawks they win. I think that's supposed to be the opposite way around. I think the Seahawks, they're supposed to beat the Seahawks week 1, and they're supposed to lose to them like around that time period where when that big win streak came up. But you know, besides, like, because that's what it is on the Seahawks as well, schedule. But besides that, that's just a small little, you know, mistake right there. But I just corrected it just now by saying about it. But yeah, I mean, I think the Seahawks, or I think the Rams are gonna be decent this season. I don't see them being a contender for a Super Bowl, but I do see them making maybe the playoffs as a wildcard team. It all depends on how they can do on the offensive line, if they can protect Stafford and give him time in the pocket to pass. And with this offense they have with Van Jefferson and Cooper Kupp, and also Tyler Higbee, I think, and Cam Akers, I think they have the power enough to actually contend in the NFC this year for maybe a playoff spot. So yeah, guys, but that's just my prediction and my opinion on the Rams this season before the season even starts. I could be dead wrong, and I'll admit to it. But that is just my prediction, guys. If you guys want to see more of this content, please hit that subscribe button. Also like the video. It shows that you like the content that I create. And up next, guys, we'll be going to Arizona to talk about probably the worst team in the NFC and probably the NFL this season, the Arizona Cardinals. But I'll see you guys for that video when we get a chance to. Peace now. For out. Bye.